Welcome for one last mission to the Broken Sun. Welcome back, everyone, to Specters of a Broken Sun. It's the second season of Stories of a Broken Sun, our actual play anthology podcast. I'm Arp. My pronouns are here, they. You can find me on Twitter at YCaliber, follow the show at Broken Sun RPG, or you can go to our fancy website, brokensunrpg.com. Before we begin, I want to acknowledge that this podcast is produced on the unceded territory of the Katzie, Kwikwetlem, Kwantlen, Stz'uminus, and Musqueam people, and the treaty land of the Tsawwassen First Nation. Please continue to support Indigenous land protectors and Indigenous land rights. Always remember you can check the Settler Saturday hashtag on Twitter to find ways to give directly and help those whose land has been stolen. Today, we are moving into finale territory firmly and fully. This is the final session we are going to record as our Sun Goons, the crew of the Probable Cause. Joining me today are that self-same crew. Please welcome Keekers.
Hi everyone, it's me, Keekers, also known as Be a Space Cat. I play CD, who is they, them. I am she, her, and I also play Keva, who is she, her.
Thank you. And also welcome Michael Blood.
Howdy everyone, it's still me, Mike Blood, pronouns they, them. For the purposes of the Specters of a Broken Sun, I play Slip, but I will also be joining the cast as someone new today.
Can't wait. And finally, welcome Velvet.
Dark greetings, everyone. I'm Velvet, they fair, and my Sun Goon is Augustus, they, them.
Augustus House. The only one of the Sun Goons that has a surname, apparently.
CD technically does.
That's true.
It's part of their name, because CD is an acronym.
Oh, that's right, their initials.
Yeah.
Speaking of surnames, there is a new character today, but I think we'll get to that. So, when last we left off, each one of you had a solo session with your character and had hopefully gotten some good, interesting development out of that. So, if you have not taken the time to listen to those sessions, please make sure that you do before we go into this mission because, well, there are certain things that have changed and shifted that we should probably know about. First of all, we know that Augustus has been sneakily setting up a group of like-minded individuals. I believe you were calling it the conglomerate?
Indeed.
A conglomerate consisting of you, Jennifer Trefire, Ishtar from the Cult of Bacchanal, and was it Nimbus Heavy Industries?
And Chris Farley from the Junkyard.
Right. Chris Farley was in on your shenanigans as well. So you had learned about, and this is going to perhaps come as a surprise to the other two on this call, Augustus, you learned about a set of firing codes for the Corona system, which is what the Sun battle station has been using all this time to masquerade as a sun. It's that fiery sheath that protects the battle station as well as acting as a deadly weapon, the one that has been turned on many a town or settlement in the past. So that system obviously is currently down due to the fact that somebody broke the sun and broke a bunch of the, what's the word I'm looking for, connections that allow that system to function. And also the primary power system that was allowing it to run constantly for centuries was taken away when you rescued the Andromedans. So what we have learned is that the generators that Jennifer Trefire and Olympian Interior Design have been forcing into everyone's homes are actually there to act as a last-ditch power source to allow the Corona system to fire. But you have the codes to that firing system.
Wait. So they're gonna, use the power that they have just for the weapons and not for, running the sim or any of that other important stuff?
It's, as we know, not important to them.
Oh my god.
They are gearing up for a war with the people of Hablon. So they want weapons. All right. So you gave fake codes to General Griefer, who is the one that sent you to get the codes from Jennifer Trefire. Whether or not the general has figured out that those codes are fake or not, we don't know yet. So that's what Augustus has been up to. You were also shifting public opinion towards favoring corporations over military with the hashtag funds not guns on social media, which has been going gangbusters and really getting the people in the streets, the ones who are not deeply anti-corporate, to rally behind that tag. What's the word I'm looking for? That battle cry. Meanwhile, CD, you have been working with the more awake, more conscious Heros, who is exhibiting a level of intelligence that is disturbing in a lot of ways for somebody who's a couple of weeks old.
But CD would not call it disturbing.
No, not to her face, obviously.
No, not in general.
So Heros has been able to carry out conversations, and she seems to be socially, emotionally around 5 or 6, but she has in-depth knowledge of human biology, medical procedures, and, oddly enough, weapon forging.
Yeah. No, sorry. I wanted to clarify that CD would not find it disturbing because they are them. I think other people might.
Right.
But CD is just happy. CD's like, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Someone to build a relationship with and perhaps work towards those amends that CD is very keen on. Built into Heros, you learned from a coded message from Dr. Rita Miranda that in certain segments of Heros's DNA, they had encoded a variety of formulae. You were able to extract these with Heros's permission, and you have found a way to reverse engineer what the Phoenix had designed as a protection system for green bodies to live on Hablon. And you have been able to reverse engineer that as a vaccine of sorts against the sun's nanomachines that are currently infecting the people of Hablon. Those malicious, the malware, essentially, that the sun used to infect the people of the habitat, to prevent them from living past 65, to prevent them from accessing their body modification abilities, and so on. So you have been developing that vaccine with the help of your daughter, Sarah. Anything I missed there?
Some other people came with Sarah to the probable cause.
That is correct, yeah. Sarah is there with Iolo, Crate, and Chains, who are all aboard the probable cause at the moment. The probable cause is under attack, but we'll get to that. Maybe once somebody's done throwing a fit outside.
I'm sorry, I'm just in a really bad mood.
Right, Slip. Slip went and liberated a government black site prison with the help of Oraxes, and you were able to, as Slip, defeat the system that had been keeping the people in this black site in their consciousness cages for however long they'd been in there, some for centuries or more. And in doing so, you were able to release Gashram, the surface AI that lived in Slip's mind, into the sun's computer systems. So Gashram is in there wreaking havoc and helping to prepare all of you for your next mission. Unfortunately, in doing so, Slip fragmented beyond repair. So Slip learned about the various personalities that Gashram patched together to create the person we knew as Slip. And one of those personalities was a very bad person, Colonel Frank Gentry, who was in many ways the architect of the genocide on Hablon. The other personality that Gashram was salvaging parts of was an abolitionist, anarchist activist named Alejo Cabrera. And Alejo was the person that you were able to rescue from that black site. And you were able to, as Slip, reincorporate the parts of his mind that were within you, with the parts of his mind that had survived the consciousness cages in this government black site. And Alejo was able to escape in his, or in a body of some sort. We assume it's his, but we don't know. And was rescued at that point by the attacking Surface Liberation Front, who had found the black site with the help of Lord_Fist, hacker, and one of Slip's friends.
When you say Alejo was got a body, probably their body. Is it a human body or another robot body?
It's a flesh and blood human body that has been kept in a consciousness cage for a very long time, so it's not in good shape. Do you want to tell us about your character today, Mike?
Sure. Alejo Cabrera is probably, if not in his middle age, right on the cusp. Doesn't look particularly healthy at this time. His muscles have atrophied to an immense degree, considering that he's been kept alive only by machines for a very long time. He is like an olive-skinned, dark brown eyes, long black hair that's speckled with salt and pepper, and a beard that he recently trimmed to about like neck length. Right now, like pretty sunken eyes and like a fairly angular face. But the pictures that do still exist of him show that he used to be a much fuller person as far as like weight goes. But it definitely will take a lot of time to rehabilitate and be okay again.
Yeah, that's not something that we're going to just hand wave going into this final session. Alejo is not in good shape physically. Probably not mentally either, although Gashram did use their programming abilities and access to the Black Site's computers and systems to, as much as possible, attempt to dull and fog the memories of what had happened from the people, the prisoners that that Slip liberated.
One other question. Sorry. So Alejo is he, him pronouns?
Yes, he, him.
Okay, so Alejo has been brought back to the probable cause to meet with the rest of you as you are planning your big mission here. As you may recall, I talked to you about this in chat, but now that you are working more closely with the Surface Liberation Front and the Solar Workers Union on this, you have gotten access to a lot more resources, a lot more information. So even though what you are taking on today is the most powerful group on the sun, it's not something that you should despair over. You are not alone here. You have a lot of help this day. But your task is something that your group will have to do with not too much individual support, because it's a task that requires you to get in somewhere fairly quietly and then cause a lot of trouble once you're in there. You have found the location of the servers where all of the memory backups of people who live on the sun are kept, distributed, modified, and edited. It's the memory building, the headquarters of the Sodality of Preservation, where they take people's cores, scrub them of information they don't want them to have, or scrub them entirely, and then redistribute them back into the population. Anytime somebody dies or is destroyed, their memory backup, which is kept here, gets re-downloaded into a new body and brought back into the sun. Your task today is to destroy this so that there are no more backup systems and everybody has one life once again. This is, in a way, the end of the immortality of the people on the sun. That's the task you've been asked to carry out by the Surface Liberation Front. Whether or not that's how you do it is, of course, up to you. Let's start with some downtime before we get into the mission, because you've all recently been on a mission, which means it's downtime. What downtime actions are your characters undertaking in preparation for this big old mission that you're going on?
CD is going to relax.
That makes sense to me.
Yeah, and I imagine that CD's relaxation has taken a different turn other than obsessing over death.
Yeah.
Because I would say that CD effectively knows that they lost another friend to a degree, Slip. And I think that CD has been relaxing by meditating.
Okay.
Not thinking.
We are going to make sure that we have a scene where Alejo meets everyone.
Yeah. Well, I would say that there was this like little thing where CD did say goodbye to Slip.
Yes.
CD has been basically like, I might have lost another friend, and I can't think about that right now. So instead, I'm going to focus on what I can think about. So like trying to recenter themselves by meditating or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's not exactly weird anymore, but I mean, we can say that CD meditates in a weird way, which I would not put past them.
It doesn't even have to be considered a weird vice at this point. It's just what you're doing with your downtime.
Yeah. I mean, I do think that CD would try to meditate by being upside down and listening to like Enya on loop or something.
Yeah, and you could think of this as a vice or purveyor thing, as a stupor kind of thing for meditation, or faith related at this point.
Mm-hmm. Oh
But
yeah,
let's
there's probably praying going on in there.
Well, let's indulge your vice then.
Just one.
Just the one.
A little of ice is a treat.
Mm-hmm.
I think CD just can't dial it down.
CD has been through a lot for sure, and has lost many things, and there's a lot of stuff going on. I think as you're trying to meditate, there's a lot of like banging going on in the other part of your room where Harros is staying. Like there's banging and scratching sounds, the occasional noise of like flames and bellows, as if she's set up some kind of miniature personal forge in there.
Oh, miniature forge. I love it.
So she seems to be doing that, but it's very loud and very distracting. So that would certainly prevent you from relaxing too much. And there's constant, calls. CD, come and look at this. CD, look at this. And she'll bring something over and shove it in front of your face while you're in the middle of trying to meditate or pray.
Yeah. So she's just a reaffirm. She's calling CD and not a mom or anything like that at any point.
I don't know if she necessarily thinks of you that way as part of the way that she is, right? Yeah. It's something that maybe she would come into. Mm. All right. So that's the indulging vice for CD. What else have we got for Alejo or for Augustus?
Do you want Alejo to go first, Mike, or do you want me to go first?
You go ahead, go first, please.
Okay, I will indulge vice.
Okay. What's this look like for Augustus these days?
I think I'm going to mess around more with the spoopy gauntlet, but I think I'm going to treat myself to just a happy box this time, because I did pretty well on my mission, and I think I've earned it.
Okay, so let's indulge your vice then. Okay, so you clear 2 stress there. I think part of what the issue is here is as you are trying to play with the happy box and allow yourself to feel that joy in these moments, there's something kind of nagging at you in the back of your mind. There's something you can almost see out of the corner of your eye. Like every time you sit down and like, all right, time for the happy box. You see motion in the corner of your eye. There's something there. And it almost looks like a very tiny version of Slip's avatar. But anytime you look over, it's gone. There's nothing there. But it's so distracting.
Quite slippery, one would say.
Indeed. And while you are getting those moments with the happy box, because you did clear some stress there, there's a voice in your mind this time as you indulge in that vice. And the voice has the clipped tones of a highly organized individual and says, so that's where that was.
Pardon?
Oh, never mind. I'll get it back soon enough. And the voice is gone at that point. Even if you attempt to call it or speak to it, that voice does not return.
That's unnerving.
Well, it is a magic box that makes people happy. In itself, an unnerving thing.
I will correct your statement. It is not a happy box. It is my happy box.
Absolutely. Okay, so the probable cause, when last we left it, was under attack. It had incoming. And they were concerned that meant the bad guys were on the way. Chains and YOLO were getting ready for a fight. Fortunately, the incoming, as it turned out, was a transport containing some refugees, people who had escaped from the government black site. So once that is made clear through the communicators, it's, the Surface Liberation Front communicates with Terry communicates with CD, who is inside the probable cause at the time. Everyone stands down. Probable cause puts their weapons away. And basically, Coriander Spearpoint via radio is saying, well, we're just sorry, I got to get her voice. We're just wrapping up over here. Though I have sent you a guest, I believe you will want to meet Terry, a former acquaintance of yours. Terry says, well, I'm always happy to meet a new acquaintance. Rather an old one, I think, Coriander says. And the ramp on the back of this transport extends. Alejo, you are here now. There's a large sphere in front of you outside of this transport that you were rushed into. You're still wearing what you had when you escaped the black site, and you've got that foil blanket over your shoulders. And there's somebody, a large person on one side of you is supporting you as you make your way down the ramp.
I just want to say that Alejo would probably also see a robot setting up a tent that has like scrawled on the top medical bay, free checkups.
Is Sarah manning that for the refugees who are arriving at the moment?
It's kind of a 3-person deal. So
Okay.
is setting up the tent proper. Sarah's taking the more administrative side of what we need to do, making sure that we have some supplies and stuff. And then I want to say that Heroes is probably moving stuff around or helping somehow.
Okay.
And obviously the plan is that all three, well, at least Sarah and CD would check people, and I think they could trust Heroes to like do, like what the nurse does before you're seen by a doctor, basically take your blood pressure, that sort of thing.
Yeah, Heros is certainly capable of that. So there's this tent set up as well at the side of this large sphere. Alejo, what are you doing? This thing looks familiar to you, but you're not quite sure why.
Alejo is leaning on this larger person who's helping him come down the ramp, and under his other arm he's got a crutch, and he's comes down, looks at the sphere, and then looks over at the tent and sees CD, and I think just says to the bigger person, "Can you bring me over there? I think I know that strange little robot."
The person says, "Yep," and helps helps support you as you make your way over to the tent. Once there, I think Heros comes up to take that person's place, and she very brusquely waves him off, and she's like, "I'll take it from here. I'm the nurse."
Okay.
He nods.
She's the nurse. You heard her.
She says, "That's right. I'm the nurse." And she helps you over to a chair.
Okay.
"Sit down in the chair, please."
All right. I crisply sit down.
"I take the blood pressure," she says, getting out a cuff. "You're a person, so I take the blood pressure first."
Oh, all right. We're fine. That's okay. Can I talk to that robot, please, for a moment?
She looks over and says, "CD."
Okay, have we got a nervous one again? Hello.
Hi, not so much nervous as I'm a bit confused. The clockwork lady said that I would know you all, but
CD tilts their head.
But that's a little, well, not the case.
What's your name?
Alejo Cabrera.
If CD had an eyebrow to raise, they would. But CD's like, "Well, it's a pleasure to meet you. I am CD, which is short for Caron Diaz. Nice to meet you."
A pleasure.
Heros is wrapping the blood pressure collar around your arm as this goes on.
That's a little snug.
Hold still.
Okay.
It's gonna squeeze, and then it will hurt a little bit, but then it will stop squeezing.
You don't say. Okay.
Yeah, it's important to get a baseline idea of how your body is doing.
I'll give you an indication. I think I'm running on pure adrenaline, and in about an hour, I'm going to fall face first onto the ground wherever I am.
Well, then, it's a good thing you are here. Do you need to eat something? We have ration bars and water.
Water would be lovely.
Okay. So then CD bustles over and gets some water and also like a small ration bar and is just like, "Here's your water and here's a snack in case you do get hungry."
Oh, I was trying to be polite. I am quite hungry, so thank you.
I can get a bigger portion if you want.
That's okay. I feel like there's more people for now.
Sarah's over in the background. She's also processing, groups of cyborg, machine, and flesh and blood people who are making their way into the tent. That's seeing as it's here. The Surface Liberation Front's driver was like, "Well, may as well."
It might be hard to believe, but there are a few people worse off than I was. Not sure what they were keeping me around for.
I know it might sound hollow, but I'm very sorry for what's happened to you.
Right, thanks.
Heros undoes the device. What am I talking about? The blood pressure thing from your arm. And she looks down at the pad that she's holding and she says, "That's not good."
Oh, no.
CD also looks.
It's not good.
Yeah. Yep. Okay. So CD starts doing other doctoring things. Should I roll?
No, there's no actual mechanical harm to deal with here. This is just the actual physical shape of this person's body is atrophied and adrenaline high, as he said.
And probably some exhaustion. I want to imagine.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So basically, CD gets, make sure he has food and water. And I want to say that CD gets like a medicine that is not narcotic. I want to say that it's kind of over the counter calming pill, like
a tranquilizer.
No, not that strong.
I'm fairly certain that a tranquilizer would kill me.
No, this is like, okay, so there are a lot of natural substances out there that do have calming effects.
Mm-hmm.
So, for example, there's one chemical in tea.
You want to give me like a melatonin or something? I'll drink that. That'd be nice.
Yeah, it's kind of, there's some melatonin. There's also, I can't remember the name, but it's what's in tea that calms people.
Is it tannins?
No, it starts with an L.
I don't know what it is, but it's a calming thing.
Yes. So nothing strong, but it's basically like someone drank a lot of chamomile tea and a little bit of melatonin.
Okay. I think we can fade on this scene here for now, as CD is seeing to Alejo, and Haros and Sarah are dealing with the other incoming patients, refugees, escapees, at least political refugees. And we'll look in on what the other characters are getting up to for their remainder of their downtime. Like, days are passing here. So what's the next downtime action someone would like to indulge in? Or what's the first downtime action Alejo would like to indulge in?
I think after the first day or so, where Alejo just like starts to settle into this area, I think eventually I had taken under advisement that I should speak to Terry for some reason.
Okay.
So I think Alejo probably at this point has like secured a wheelchair for ease.
Yeah, for sure.
And so I think Alejo is probably, I'm not sure at what time of day, but is probably like near the sphere. Not really sure how to get in.
Okay.
And what I want to do as a player is to secure what you and I had talked about, like a Terry body exoskeleton.
Yeah, for sure. I think seeing that you are waiting outside of the sphere, the ramp opens up and extends down from the smooth side of the chrome sphere, and lights are up along the side of the ramp. You hear a voice say, Mr. Cabrero, come on in.
Sure. Okay. Start rolling my way up.
As you go up, the ramp lifts as well, so that it's less of an incline, and the ramp slowly is able to basically get you inside of the sphere. And I think it's just the regular ready room of the interior at this point. It hasn't been converted into med bay because the med bay is outside right now. Terry says, "I've been looking forward to having a chat with you."
Yeah. Coriander's spear point, I believe her name was, Clockwork Lady. She implied I would know who everyone was, specifically you, and I wonder why that is.
Well, if my records are correct, and I'm dusting them off here, you and I did a few jobs together quite some time ago when I was first getting set up here on the Sun.
How long ago exactly was that?
Well, you probably knew me at the time as Iterar. It was a different name.
Oh.
I think Alejo might remember this.
Yeah. The one of the intelligences from the habitat.
Yes, that's me, or at least what's left of me at the moment.
You're the ship now. This ship thing.
This is where I make my home.
That's lovely. It's really quite nice, considering.
Well, thank you. It has its perks, all things considered, as you said. Your own body appears to be in rough shape. Did they keep you in that thing the whole time?
I'm fairly certain that this is mine. I believe that this is my body.
It looks familiar.
Well, that's good. Okay. Well, I understand that I was separated artificially from my body. My body was kept alive for whatever reason. Who knows? The Sun people. It's coming back to me in
nothing good.
In waves, but really horrible shit, Terry.
There's a pause, and Terry lowers the lights somewhat, and they say, yes, I am familiar with their methods. They are, well, as you said, terrible.
Right. I was wondering something.
Of course. The lights come up a bit more.
I don't exactly remember everything that we've done together, or the things that I've done, but I get the sense that I used to be some sort of soldier.
Well, you've always been handy in a pinch.
Okay. Am I from the sun, this place?
Oh, yes.
Okay.
Yes, you were from Earth originally, as I recall.
Right.
You never really shared with me what you did back then, but when I met you, you were already agitating against the actions of the Solar Free State. That's why we ended up working together.
And then I went down, I guess.
I've been trying to find you.
Well, I'm not here to accuse you, Terry. I'm just trying to figure things out.
I had assumed you were dead by now, if I'm being honest.
Slip said something to that effect when we met.
I understand that Slip was carrying part of you.
The whole lot more delivered a payload a couple days ago.
The lights dim again, and Terry says, yes, I've spoken to Gashram since, and I believe that Slip would have been proud of how they went.
Tell you what, I'm pretty happy about it.
I think that would make them happy too.
I was wondering something. You've got your proverbial legs under you, so to speak. If you could help me, Spearpoint mentioned moving against the sun's memory, and I know that I still need to to eat, but I wanted to know if you could help me go on that mission.
In your condition, it doesn't seem wise, Alejo.
I get the sense that nothing I ever did was wise entirely, but it was right. It feels right.
It is right. I've lost so much, Alejo. I've lost so many.
Hey, they couldn't kill me once, right?
You just came back.
I think Alejo reaches out and actually rubs the side of the wall. Say, hey, buddy, I don't want to put you under pressure or anything. I don't understand, but I get flashes that I can do things, and I think if I had help, I could do them again. And I don't want to force you to be the person to help me. I'm sorry I brought it up. It's really hard to focus.
I know it's, if not me, then who, right?
If not now, then when, right?
Look, I can put something together that will allow you to move as you would, but only for a short time. It's a Band-Aid at best, and I can't say how it will affect you in the long term.
We could worry about PT when I don't have to worry about this station turning on again.
All right. Okay.
I don't want to break my body any more than you do, but I know this place.
Well, we can try to do something about that. I think, Terry, you hear something shifting around inside the walls as the ship reconfigures around you, and there's a portal that opens up in the ground, and one of Terry's proxy bodies rises up from that. And Terry says, now, normally, this acts as conveyance or power armor to augment a person's existing physical abilities and allow you to move through areas with no life support, which is more and more areas these days. But I think I can modify it to act as more of an exoskeleton to support you and allow you to move at least as you did for a short time.
Okay. I think I can help with that. I still got a strong grip. Just tell me what to move.
All right. So I think the two of you get to work on this proxy body to convert it into an exoskeleton for you to use on this mission so that you can move more freely. And all right, CD?
Yeah. Well, I'm caught between two things.
Yeah.
Do I if I want to just get a aesthetic item that doesn't really do anything except unlock feels, does that count as
I don't think you need to acquire an asset to get an aesthetic thing.
Okay, then I would like to train insight again.
Okay. What are you doing to train your insight?
CD is getting pointers from Terry about hacking.
Okay.
Just simple access points, that sort of thing.
Yeah, okay. So Terry's running you through some simulated hacking courses and stuff to help you understand how it works, in particular in relation to sodality systems. Okay. So you train your insight there. And I think that puts you over the top on insight, so you can add a dot to one of those actions.
Yeah, so I don't have to roll?
No, not for training.
Okay, so yeah, I am going to put 1 dot in hack since I mentioned that. I was originally thinking, oh, what if I had 3 ranks of doctor? But I'm like, I'd rather have CD be completely rounded on one thing at this point that they can do.
Okay. How about Augustus?
I would like to gain an asset.
Okay.
No.
I have a particularly set of skills that should allow me to gain the help of some people who also have a particular set of skills.
Yeah. Okay. So to acquire an asset, like a team, a group of people?
Yes.
Okay.
I hope you're acquiring soul or conscience.
I mean, I sold those already. The buyback price is pretty high. You know how those RPG merchants are.
All right. So acquire an asset. That's under downtime. Acquire temporary use of an asset. Roll crew quality, which is, I think, 1 right now. 1d6. Result indicates the quality of the asset using the crew's quality as the base.
Okay, should I just roll a d6 then?
Yeah. Okay. So you rolled a 1. So that means that it is a tier 0 group. All right. So you're able to get a group of, what kind of group is this you're looking for? Like toughs or researchers or scientists, engineers?
I think toughs.
Toughs. Okay. Yeah, you're able to get a group of goons because your assets are still frozen. It's difficult for you to get like the best of the best. So all you're able to find are, goons, low-level goons. But you get a group. Let's say there's like 3 of them who are willing to work for you for the cost that you have incurred here with your role.
Fair.
I assume you've made them promises of some sort.
Of course.
Yeah. Good. Yeah. So this is a group of goons, just three meaty bruisers.
Okay.
So they are available to you for the next mission.
Perfect. And then I'll let folks finish up before I take my extra action.
All right. How about let's see. So I'll bring us back up to Alejo, your second downtime action. So you and Terry, working together, were able to modify this proxy body, and that gives you access to this thing that looks like silver power armor. I've linked to you before what the proxy bodies basically look like. So it can be a motorcycle that you're on, or it can be this power armor type thing with the helmet and the armor over you. So it allows you to move around as if your body weren't atrophied. It doesn't feel good, but it works.
Weird. Yeah, it's definitely more power armor than it is motorcycle.
Yeah, I think for the most part, it's still a lot more comfortable and convenient to be in the wheelchair, but this will help you if you got to do fights and stuff.
Got you. I think. Can you do the same action twice?
Yeah, you can. I think there's only certain actions you can't do twice. Like you can't train the same thing twice. But I don't think there's. Yeah, you can train a given XP track only once per downtime. That's the only restriction.
Okay. I think I'm debating between acquiring a really nice gun or training my insight. So I'm just one desperate roll away from leveling up that insight. Because we have the insight module.
You do.
Oh, that's right.
Oh, yeah. So CD, you should add an extra dot into your insight track because you trained, and it gives you 2 XP.
I'm just going to roll a d6 to see which one I do.
Okay. Now, you do already have a nice gun as one of your playbook items.
That's true, but I could get a really nice gun if I roll well. Tell you what, I won't roll. I'll just train insight for 2 dots.
Okay. So you train that up. Are you doing like sim programs with Terry as well?
Yeah, I think rather than learning how to interact with him, this is represented by tinkering with the power armor for however many days we have in this downtime, as well as running like sims in the heads up display of the Terry helmet about like how do you work your power armor? Look up here, look down there. Yeah.
All right, that makes sense. Does Alejo customize the appearance of this armor beyond it just being the chrome?
I think the helmet is your like almost standard astronaut helmet with like a half visor where you can only see his eyes. But for a reason Alejo doesn't probably understand, he's struck by the fancy to like paint with acrylic paint goggles on the helmet itself.
That sounds good. Okay. And that reminds me, CD, did you do your second downtime? Yes, you trained. Okay. So that reminds me, we did not do experience at the end of your solo session, so we should do that now before moving forward. So CD, during your individual session, you rolled desperate actions. You addressed a tough challenge with insight or compassion.
Yes.
Yeah, I think for sure you did that. You expressed your beliefs, drives, heritage, or background. I think that's absolutely true there.
A lot.
Struggled with issues from your vice or traumas. I'm not sure about that, but I do think you addressed the tough challenges with insight or compassion multiple times, so you should mark that to experience.
Okay, so I have leveled up.
Oh, good.
Where did that go again?
So when you advance your playbook, you can take a new ability, or can you also put a dot in? I can't remember, but you can take a new ability when you level up your playbook.
Okay, so I will look at those. Just a quick question. We can role play it out, but has someone like tipped CD off that, Alejo is part of Slip or the other way around?
That would be up to Alejo.
I don't think Alejo has told anyone but Terry. I don't know if Terry has said anything. That's not up to me.
Okay.
Would Augustus have recognized Alejo?
Ooh, that's a good question. No. Alejo was very thoroughly redacted from all Sun history.
Fair. Would Alejo know Augustus?
Oh, yeah.
Alejo knows Augustus, or at least recognizes Augustus to an extent.
Hey, team, would you prefer me adding a gambit to the pool whenever someone suffers a level 2 harm or worse? Or would you prefer I can doctor someone during a job to allow them to ignore the effects of a harm penalty?
Both of those are really good.
Yeah, both are solid.
What's the name of the one that allows you to add a gambit whenever somebody gets hurt?
Under pressure.
See, that's. I feel like you have your answer there.
The other one's just patch.
Like, that's great and all, but under pressure? Come on.
I mean, anytime it activates, you have to sing it though.
Pressure.
I love that. Any excuse.
So just as a note, for your playbook specific end of session experience, you don't have to put that into your playbook advancement track. You can put that into any track.
Oh.
I think we probably mentioned that in like the first or second session and just forgot about it.
Yeah, probably.
Now I'm wondering if instead of taking that, I should. No, I'll take the ability because.
All right, Augustus, go ahead.
I just spent a year and a half. Like, why is Slip so weak? Because I never consolidated my XP like the book recommends that you do.
This is okay. We'll remember this going into the next system.
Yeah.
Okay, playbook advancement for Augustus. In your individual session, you addressed a tough challenge with deception or influence. Yep, you should mark 2 for that.
And I can mark that anywhere?
Anywhere you want, yeah. There was a whole lot of deception going on.
Oh, that's crazy, but you subtract 1 overall XP because I hate you, Augustus. That's crazy.
Oh, that's fair. Yeah, that's my what's the word? Oh no, English is escaping me. Reputation penalty. There we go.
Reputation
there it
penalty.
Is. Yep.
You expressed your beliefs, drives, heritage, or background. Yeah, I think again that's at least 1 there.
An evil dude.
And you struggled with issues from your vice or traumas during the session. You were obsessed, so I would mark that at least once.
Guess who's got 3 or 2 now?
Oh dear.
Not Slip.
Audience, please drop those Fs in chat for Slip if you haven't already done so.
Okay, and finally, Alejo, in Slip's solo session, let's see here. You addressed a tough challenge with... Oh, no, I have to look at Slip's playbook here, because I don't know if we've mentioned, Slip was the mystic, Alejo is the scoundrel.
Ooh.
Okay, so
that
for Slip's playbook, you addressed a tough challenge with wisdom or the way. I would put 2 for that. You used the way quite a bit in there. You expressed your beliefs, drives, heritage, or background. I think that's also 2. And you struggled with issues from your vice or traumas during this session. I'm not sure. What do you think about that one?
His trauma was their trauma was haunted. So maybe 1, I would argue.
Yeah, all right. So that's 5. Goodness. Slip's session was very intense.
Okay, I'm going to level up my prowess and insight then.
Okay, well, that's exciting.
Yeah, Alejo's got dots.
Alejo's got lots of dots there.
Oh, you've got beef stats?
Oh, you won't even know about these stats, Velvet.
Oh,
You're
no.
going to find out about these stats, Velvet.
I can't look at the character sheet. I'm like, oh.
Man of mystery, bro.
International man of mystery?
Interplanetary, at least.
Intergalactic? I guess.
No, don't make me Beastie Boys right now.
Haven't gone intergalactic just yet.
Please.
Yes, let's not sabotage our session just yet.
Of interplanetary, most extraordinary crap.
Okay, so that brings an end to downtime. Alejo, so you bring...
Before we move on, I do have that extra downtime.
Oh, you do? You're right. Yes, you do. What are you going to do with that acquire asset?
That's crazy.
So before that last one...
You're a war with Slip's ghost. That's crazy. You get -1 action, Velvet.
Oh, no. I do have 2 clarifying questions first, Arp.
Yep.
1, if I wanted to bring my spooky gauntlet along, is that like a regular luxury item or a large luxury item?
It's a regular luxury item. It's just a gauntlet.
Okay. Second one. So, what's the ability? For the favors owed, I'm supposed to get an extra die for acquiring an asset. Do I just re-roll the 1d6 for the previous asset, or how would that work for that one?
Oh yeah, we can re-roll that one.
All right, cool. So let me do that now before I forget. Was the slash before the R?
It's before the R.
I like that you got the 1 though. So. Oh, that's crazy.
no improvement there mechanically. I mean, a 3 is better than a 1, but mechanically, unfortunately, 1 to 3 is the same result.
It's so good. Worth a roll.
Worth the roll. Still the same goons. Let's see. So you sent me a question in the chat there.
I hex your rolls.
Oh, no.
Let's see. So that would just be... Yeah, I think that's just something that you tell me you do, which you have done now. So,
okay.
Yeah, I think the people that you contact are initially very reluctant to talk to you, and like you can see that first off, they're immediately starting to trace your line and all that. But once you make it clear what it is you want, I think actually we should do an action roll here. Because you are dealing with a dangerous group here, you should roll a risky action, but it will be with standard effects given what you're hoping to accomplish here.
Risky standard is where I thrive.
Yeah. This is probably either consort or sway, depending on...
Oh yeah, I'm going for sway.
Okay, so give that a roll.
I figure it's more me bluffing and like bullshitting them, not so much consort because I don't really have anything to offer them.
Right.
Ooh, there we go.
There's a 6 in there. That's good. I mean, that's good for Augustus. Yeah, I think you are able to make those arrangements we talked about.
Okay, sweet.
Do you want to share what the class with those might be, Vel? Just out of curiosity.
No, not really. Yeah, you need a certain security clearance to know about that.
That's crazy. Because I'm gonna get it.
You can't see it right now, but I'm doing the Dr. Evil pinky thing.
I figured you were. I figured.
I figure 9 times out of 10, you're gonna do that.
Fair. Yeah, just assume I'm always doing that. So I guess would that count as that last acquiring an asset ARP or?
No, you can still acquire an asset. That's a free play action that you did basically. It was either going to be now during downtime or it was going to be a flashback for you.
Fair. Okay. So I mean, I can either acquire an oh yeah, no, I can't acquire info for this last one. Yeah, so I guess I'll acquire another asset.
It's the ball of forgiveness.
The ball of forgiveness. Yes, I forgive myself.
Then you cut it up and you eat it, and it feels great. Just love forgiving myself for being bad.
I guess maybe I'll try to get like a little EMP type thing.
Oh, that could be handy for taking on a server.
Brutal.
Yeah, let's give it a shot. So you can roll 2d6 because you get the additional 1d for your ability you have there. A 6. All right. So on a 6, you get... Okay, so that means 6 is tier +1. So you have a tier 2 EMP device that you've got with you on your person to bring into the next mission.
Cool.
So that'll be very effective on anything below tier 2 and probably have limited effectiveness on anything above tier 2. All right. The sad part. Terry lets you know about what happened to Slip. So I think Terry gathers the team with Chains and YOLO, and there's a little screen showing that Lord Fist and Araxes are listening in. You know, the people who were close to Slip. I guess Higgins? What do you think? Would Higgins be involved here?
Oh, yeah. Like Higgins, loved Slip.
Yeah. So, there's a screen showing that there are some remote people there. There's Araxes, Higgins, and Lord Fist. Araxes has been re-downloaded from his backup since being killed in action during Slip's mission. So he doesn't remember everything that happened on that mission, but having learned about it, he's here as well for this moment when Terry tells you about the sacrifice that Slip made and what they accomplished. Slip was able to strike a powerful blow against not just the Solar Free State, but against this entire genocidal operation that has been going on for centuries now. By releasing Gashram, an artificial intelligence, from the habitat into the Solar Free State systems, Slip has allowed us to learn more than we've had before, access systems we could not access before, and given time, we'll be able to do a lot more damage. In addition to that, Slip was able to free a number of political prisoners who will bring with them their memories, untainted by the Sodality's editing of how things have been. As we know, many people living on the sun simply don't know, or if they do know, allow themselves to forget the cost of their continued existence here in this place. Slip sacrificed themselves to destroy the system that was tormenting these minds, and Slip sacrificed themselves to reunite the mind of a good man, Alejo Cabrera. And Slip sacrificed themselves for the people not only of the sun, but of the habitat as well. I want to take a moment now to thank Slip for everything that they have done. Slip was a good person. I will miss them dearly. And I think at this time, people who want to say something about Slip are welcome to do so.
I guess CD comes up and says, Slip was a mate and a friend. Like me, they marched to the beat of their own drum. I'll miss them, but I'm very glad that they could accomplish such a great thing with their passing. And I will keep the promises I made to them before they left. That's all. CD was clutching a pair of Kamina glasses, which is a callback to the good old dance masquerade episode.
Yeah, I think Higgins indicates that they want to have a word about Slip, and they talk about a lot of the cool things that Slip had done with them, and how much they always appreciated Slip having their back and having Slip's back as well. And then there's a video of Higgins doing a kickflip and saying, "That one's for you."
Do we just get the video of Higgins doing the kickflip, or do they do it like in person for everyone?
They're not here. They're on a screen, but
gotcha.
On the screen you see them do a kickflip. It's a very good one.
Bodacious, one might say.
Indeed. Araxes also speaks and says, Slip saved my life long before this sacrifice, but it never surprised me to learn that Slip was going to do something wild and heroic. Slip didn't have to come in and rescue me from a consciousness cage. And the Araxes screen turns towards Yolo and says, with your help. And Yolo tips his hat. Araxes says, but Slip did, because it was the right thing to do. And I think that's all Araxes has to say. Does Augustus want to share anything?
I'll read the room a little bit. I think if I feel like it would not be well received for Augustus to speak, they won't. But if I get the sense that I could, improve the mood a little bit, then I might.
Yeah, I think Yolo looks at you in this moment and shakes his head.
Fair. I'll keep hanging back at the outskirts of the meeting.
Yolo nods and stands up and simply says, Slip was a hero. They were a model to all of us, and in their memory, we know what we have to do. Continue that work and take it to its logical conclusion. Yolo puts their hat back on and sits back down. Lord Fist sends a thumbs up emoji.
Arp, I believe that's Lord _Fist.
You're right. I think that's everyone. Slip is... What do you think? Is there any further ceremony that would be done here, or is this remembrance enough?
Hold on a second. I'm asking privately.
Okay. I think we'll take a break after this before we get into the actual mission.
I am shivering with anticipation. Almost.
Before people leave, CD comes up again, holding their violin.
There we go. Yep.
And starts playing a song. It's not the Danse Macabre, or that. It's a very old tune, English in origin, called Greensleeves. And I hope it's okay if I sing part of one of the chorus here. Not as CD, because I really can't sing in their voice, but I want to say that, like, I don't know if Harros can sing.
Harros will sing all the time, as a child does, but whether or not she has a good voice is not something I know.
Okay. Yeah, so CD's playing the violin, but I wanted to sing some of the lyrics here. Greensleeves is traditionally a romantic song, but not this version. And please excuse any of my terrible singing. Greensleeves had great might. Greensleeves was my delight. Greensleeves with a heart of gold. I have been ready to stand to grant whatever you may want. I have both wagered life and land, so rest well, my dearest friend.
That's very nice.
Yeah.
There's a moment of silence from those gathered following that. And then everyone, stands up and mills around and chats as you do at a wake.
It's an empty coffin, though.
I don't think there even needs to be a coffin there.
But CD had one ready. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, CD just had an assortment of potential options to lay out here.
3.
Okay, so I think on that note, we're going to end this part of our episode. And when we return, we are going to do our final mission. So until the next time, all the best.
All the best, friends.
All the best.
Space squids.
Space squids.
I deny space squids as weapons of the fascist state.
I think we're going to need a new sign-off.